Stop talking.
And you can pretty much do it
Tugger and Maz.
in perpetuity.
Yep.
The Sports Hub.
Chapman's 0-2. Little ground ball. Story on a charge. Up and over. Got him.
Nice pick.
Red Sox win it by a final score of 8-6. First Red Sox win when the starter doesn't go 6 innings. The bullpen really had to pick up the Sox today. They split the series, winning this one 8-6.
Oh, never going to be easy, but the offense finally exploded here. You mentioned the bullpen was fantastic. Got to mention Weiser in the 6th. Punching out the 3 guys. He comes in first and third. Nobody else that carried momentum. The Red Sox. They end up putting up, 5 or 6 runs in the last 3 innings off of that. And the bats finally woke up. The Red Sox feels good to get a win going to the Yankee series coming to town.
Vrabel Rossini story continues, largely because of Vrabel Rossini and now Robert Kraft. The A.J. Brown story that was amplified today, but not really moved forward. If you thought A.J. Brown was coming to New England, you'd probably think even more so today. But there's really no new reporting on what's going out the door. Timing, again, June 1. But you want about A.J. Brown? You can. Vrabel Rossini, you can. Red Sox win today, salvage a split. We still don't feel better about the team.
Nope, I might feel worse.
Because the Tigers pretty much gave you that ball game from start to finish.
Really, again, they were chucking the ball all over the place.
They played like it was an 11 a.m. game in a freezing cold day in Boston where they didn't want to be. The Tigers played like they did not want to be there. So that's on the board. The Celtics winning in the playoffs. The Bruins collapsing in the playoffs. It's gotten a lot of traction today as well. So your phone's on all of it. So we'll just go right back to you, and you can lead the way unless you had a fresh thought for the 5 o'clock hour, Mass.
God, no.
Murray?
Nope.
Amar in Boxborough on the Bruins. Yes, Amar.
Hi, guys. Long-time watcher here. I appreciate all the coverage you guys give. I wanted to talk about the Bruins loss from last night. Three major things I noticed was the defense getting caught behind the goal twice.
Yeah.
Elias Lindholm, we had the puck in the offense, and right before the third goal, he didn't give any pressure.
Well, all 3 goals came from defensive miscues. All 3 goals didn't start from behind your goal line, but the plays ended up being made from behind your goal line. McAvoy got his pocket picked. Peake tried to make some sort of move with the puck. He tried to reverse it, I think.
He did,
in the corner, and he ended up losing the puck. And then Lindholm broke his stick on an easy, nothing clear from behind his own net. And again, I don't care how many emails you send me, I'm blaming him for the broken stick. You heard me. There's no way that the stick just breaks. Do you think the stick breaks if someone swings it the exact same way, the exact same every time? It's just sometimes the stick breaks?
No, I think that...
sometimes the stick breaks because what?
Well, if you want my honest opinion, I think there was something that happened somewhere along the line that compromised the stick.
Oh.
So it could have been a check on an earlier play, could have been any one of a number of things, and then when he goes to try to hit the puck,
Is that what goes? Is that what happens?
It can. That's usually the most likely theory.
I want to blame him for the stick. So I'm blaming him for the stick.
No problem. Go right ahead.
Could just be a reverse Midas touch of sorts, like anything that he touches turns to crap in the postseason.
I'm just telling you, if that's
cloud of loserdom,
if that's Rasmus Dahlin or Cale Makar or Victor Hedman, he clears the puck and his stick doesn't shatter in his hand. That's all I'm telling you. The stick shattered in his hand because he did something wrong. I don't know what it is, but he did something
Existing.
wrong. It could be as simple as that, Murray. But yes, caller. Yes, Amar. That's the defense. I think on my hit list, my blame pie, I start with the Bruins defense. They are vulnerable to pressure. They can't handle pressure in their own end, and it all came out in those last 8 minutes of the third period.
So he said Elias Lindholm, though, and he said in the offensive zone, and I think that this is part of the problem too.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was wound up I didn't even hear what he said.
No, that's all right. That when they get the puck down there, they don't fight to keep it down there.
Well, they certainly didn't in the third period. They were playing 4 corners.
No,
in the third period.
Every possession is like, let's just get rid of it and relieve the pressure, and then here it comes again. It's never about putting pressure on the opposition. It's a loser's mentality.
Here's Steven in Boston, his comment line says he has good information on A.J. Brown. Okay, Dakota.
Right,
Steve, what do you got?
Yeah, do tell.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good. What's your information?
Listen, real quick, I know you guys have time schedule here. So my friend's a real estate agent. He just bought a house in the Westwood area. That's all I can tell you.
Okay.
Take it for what it's worth.
Okay, well, keep us posted, Steve, all right?
All right, thank you, man.
All right, man.
A.J. Brown moving to Boston.
Follow the real estate. A.J. Brown, Westwood, he said.
Westford, I think.
Westwood,
he said Westwood?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, that's a big difference. Because I was about to ask, what the hell is he doing up in Westford if he's going to play for the Patriots?
I've never even heard of Westford.
Oh, yeah, it's by Concord.
Okay. He's not up there.
No, he's not. He's more in Westwood.
He's in Westwood.
Yeah, that's closer to Foxwood.
Exactly.
Now, that makes sense.
Yes, that is, yes.
Okay, Westwood.
I don't deny that A.J. Brown's coming to New England.
Me neither.
And it's probably been a done deal now for weeks. And the report that Adam Schefter gave today has been circulated in one way, shape, or form for weeks.
Right. What's different
the one
about
that is
today?
getting the most traction right now, Shefty. It's basically exploding the internet.
Real bombshell.
Unflattering story appears about Robert Kraft trying to coerce a media buddy about his coach having an alleged extramarital affair. And the next thing you know,
The one that is getting the most traction right now, Shefty. It's basically exploding the internet.
we regurgitate a poorly kept secret, and now it's exploding the internet.
It is.
Murray, you're on that puppy. Was that exploding the internet today?
No, it was circulating, but once you read it, you're like, what the hell is this? Everyone knows this. Yeah, he's going to be a Patriot after June 1st. No crap.
2 questions with Scott and Canton. Go, Scott.
What do you think is going to happen to the Red Sox against the Yankees during the 3-game series? And number 2, do you think the Red Sox are going to sweep the Yankees?
No. I think they're going to get smoked.
Really?
I think there's a good chance of it, yeah.
The Yankees haven't exactly been lighting the world on fire either.
Okay, but again,
they won 9 of 13 from them last year.
Yeah, and they started to hit against Kansas City a little bit over the weekend. But I will also say that Crochet's not pitching in this series. Sonny Gray's not pitching in the series. Suarez has been throwing better.
He was good over the weekend.
Yeah, he was against Detroit.
Will they get early? He's their best pitcher.
Yeah, Early's going to pitch.
All right, so.
And who's the other one? I'm missing someone.
Bayo.
Bayo.
Oh, that'll
go well.
That's a loss.
That'll go well for sure. So, again, meanwhile with the Yankees, you're going to get Luis Hill, Max Fried, and Cam Schlittler. I like New York. I'm just saying, I like New York.
Thomas in West Roxbury on the Celtics here on a Reentry Monday. Hi, Thomas.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good.
So typically, I'm a certified green teamer, but I like to be realistic. I never like to just chalk it up and say we're automatically going to go to the conference finals. We're automatically going to go to the NBA finals. That changed yesterday. I think with the way we played, I think there's no excuse for not making the finals. And then also, I think Detroit losing that game to Orlando says so much more about Detroit than it does Orlando, like going out and winning that game. So I think we should make the finals.
Thomas, I agree. If I were a Pistons fan, I'd be a little leery after that game. You should be. The way it works in the NBA, unless, there's some rare exceptions like LeBron James takes a regular season off and his Heat team is like a 6 or a 7 seed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's happened a couple of years. But for the most part, if you're a 1 seed playing an 8 seed, there's separation. There's big separation, and you're not threatened in that first round if you're legit. It's a gentleman's sweep at worst, which is why I said if the Celtics lose more than a game to the Sixers, I'd be concerned. Well, as a Pistons, if you're a Pistons fan, I'd be concerned. There should be immediate separation between you and that 8 seed, and there wasn't. So, yeah, I actually agree with that. And the Celtics showed the spread that they should show against a team like the Sixers.
Boy, did they have maybe even bigger.
So, yeah, I actually buy that.
They've lost 11 straight home playoff games. They haven't won a playoff.
Detroit?
Yeah, they haven't won a playoff game at home since 2008.
Wow.
Jesus.
What a streak that is. In that league? Holy crap. Wow. 11 in a row?
You can't win at home in the playoffs?
I know, really. In that league, it's like almost automatic.
They kind of give you one. Like they make sure you win one.
Right.
You come home game 3 and they just let you have one.
I would bet them heavily in game 2.
We continue with your thoughts, Cult Open Lines if you want them at 617-779-0985. Back with more after this.
The Boston's best sports talk. You can count on it.
2 plus 2 is a 5.
Me sento un po' pacchiato perché Roma
Felger and
le usanze.
McAvoy, though, couldn't clear it. On the end boards, Aspero has Krebs pushed up against the glass, and the puck comes out in front, and they score.
That's Tage Thompson on the wraparound. That puck's got to get you out of the zone. The Bruins had full possession of this puck in the circle and turn it over.
Charlie McAvoy has the puck, and he gets knocked off it by Alex Tuck. That's Thompson with the puck. He'll score. Look at the work by Byram to win the puck battle. Then it's Krebs to win the next puck battle. And the 6'6" Thompson wraps this puck around Jeremy Swayman.
Peak gathers it along the end boards, takes a hit from Tuck, takes a cross check from Tuck, out in front, they score. And it's Tage Thompson again. And the Sabres have tied it with 4:16 to go.
Peak trying to battle for this puck. Tuck puts him into the boards. Elias Lindholm comes over to help, but the puck squirts behind him.
Andrew Peak is going to have time to make a play right here with the puck. He tries to reverse it, but Alex Tuck's effort pushes him off the puck, and then Thompson's able to put it into the net.
Hampus Lindholm, soft chip into the near corner, taken away, brought back out in front. Samuelson shoots and scores. And with 3:24 to go, the Sabres, with 3 unanswered goals, have taken the lead.
Well, managing the game has come back to hurt the Bruins again. I mean, Hampus Lindholm's got time and space to make a play, but his stick explodes on him as he tries to make this wraparound. They've made mistakes managing the puck inside their own zone 3 times now. Well, at least 3 times.
Why'd you scoff, Ness?
Because I said Beersy say it at least 3 times. There might have been more.
Yeah, he sounds pissed.
Yeah, well, look, it's his thing, right? I mean, defense is sort of what he knows best for obvious reasons. And so, I you know what I wondered, too, and I haven't been able to find it? It would take a little effort to dig it up, and God knows I'm not the one to put it in. So, how many saves Swayman had made? How many shots he had stopped before they started scoring? Like, you understand what I mean?
29, I think.
Okay, so they got 3 goals in their last 10 shots, or 4 goals. Well, the one was an empty net.
Right.
So I just want, because it felt to me like he was fine up until a certain point, and like this switch went off.
Yep.
I told you it was this little wrister from the right, the right face-off circle that was sliding on the ice. It was a nothing shot.
Yep.
That he kind of, fumbled a little bit. And Brickley made the comment, because I was watching the Nesson broadcast. Brickley said, well, that looked a little, uncomfortable. And, and then after that, Swayman never really looked the same to me. And so he felt like he was in complete command of that game. He was dynamite for the first 2.5 periods.
So
the second period, he was great.
So I just leave him off my list, because meaning blame Pie. He's down it because I just don't expect him or any goalie to just be that for 60 minutes. I mean, it's just asking too much.
I understand.
And I don't think he's that guy to begin with. I just think he's another good goalie. I don't think he's anything special. I think there's hardly anyone there's like that special in the league anymore. And yeah, I mean, like, listen, could he have a game or 2 like that where he is 60 minutes of a brick wall? Sure, he's capable of it, but not more than that. And I just think, do you have the final shots in front of you?
I think it was 39-20. I was just checking.
Okay, so those are shots on net. Shots on net were 39-20. What were total shots? Okay, I think zone time was like heavily in Buffalo's favor.
Definitely.
Okay, so they had more shots on net, more shots period, more zone time. They were like all over you. I don't, if you're expecting the goalie to come out of that, 4 times out of 7, I think you're just kind of asking for too much.
Well, to your point, his save percentage in the game was .919.
Right, I was going to say it was a .920 save percentage in the game.
Yeah, so, it was, I mean, I'm not telling you he was bad. I'm just telling you after that play, he looked different.
It's just another example, folks. You've just been beaten down by this cliche that it's all about goaltending. It's not. More often than not, the better team wins, not the better goalie. Every now and then, of course it happens. In one-offs, for sure. The U.S. just won a gold medal because the goalie stood on his head for 60 minutes, 65 minutes, okay? Yes, of course it happens from time to time. More often than not, the better team wins, not the better goalie. And certainly in a 7-game series, way more often, the better team wins. And the better team won last night because they were the better team. You were better in net, and you lost. And that happens more than you've been led to believe. And it was just another example of it.
No, I believe in the better team thing, too. I'm just telling you, from that moment forward, Swayman looked different. And so I don't know what it was, but because up until that point, he was bulletproof.
How about Brandon in Worcester? Go ahead, Brandon.
Hey, how you doing? Long-time listener. Is there any, after last night, do you think there's any chance that Swayman lets in 4 goals or less tomorrow night?
I can't predict the future.
He really wasn't the problem last night, other than that second goal. I hated the second goal.
I mean, Maz is dubious. Maz didn't like all 3.
No, I wouldn't say that. No, I mean, I think the Thompson one, the first one, was a tough stop. I mean, he was sort of spinning around the net there. And I mean, Swayman, he didn't know which side Thompson was coming out. And the Murray's right about the other one. That puck went right under his pad. He got completely duped.
Dean and Shrewsbury, go.
I don't think Swayman was a problem. I just think having a goalie that's paid like that doesn't really matter. They were coming through the neutral zone all spaced out and with speed, and our defenders couldn't do anything. Now, you probably could have, you're probably stuck with McAvoy, Lindholm, and Zadorov is good enough to keep, but we could have had an upgrade on Yoki Haru and a third-line center that can actually
So, Dean,
win
let me stop you here. Like the roster building in off-season, can we do that another time? So I'm still interested in this series. I think they still have a shot. And
this thing's not over yet.
And Swayman's one of the reasons. Like, you have an advantage in net, and that can help. But the team has to play better. They need more from the team. They need more, there was really only one line that was a threat all night. The Pastrnak-Geekie line was good. They were a scoring threat. I thought they're not just, they scored the 2 goals, but I thought that they had some sustained pressure. They were the only line with sustained pressure all game. You need more from the other lines. Your defense has to be steadier with the puck in the times that matter. And I don't know if they can. I think their other lines can come on, and I think you can get something from those other lines. I don't know if their defense is capable of withstanding a lot of pressure, but they're going to have to get it. And if you get those things in conjunction with better goaltending, you still have a shot in this series. But you would have had a much better shot if you could have stolen game 1, and now Buffalo's talking to themselves, which they would have been after that. That would have been the classic sort of game 1 theft on the road by the underdog.
They got to keep the puck in the Buffalo zone longer.
Mark,
that's their only shot.
Mark in South Carolina. Thanks for hanging on. Mark, what do you got?
Hey, thank you. I'd first say this, that sense of urgency, they don't have any. What McAvoy did before when they were up 2-0 and he was playing with the puck in our own zone, they should have gone down with that. I was shocked when I saw that. They were playing not to lose. Related to what the gentleman just said about Yoki Haru, they had a comment this morning that they should replace Yoki Haru for Peak.
Yeah, that might happen.
And my last comment would be that I don't understand why Sturm, when they scored that first goal, he never called a timeout. They were starting to get rattled.
Okay, Mark, I'm going to stop you. Should he have called a timeout after the second goal?
Yeah, you can make that case. Yeah.
Probably,
they're there to be used.
So it's rare to use it after the first, but you use it, when they start to pour it on. After the second goal, could he have used the timeout?
Yes, definitely.
It's a fair second guess.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, the horse that left the barn at that stage, you got to try to slow the game down. And, when I mean mentally. They got the passive nature that they played with in the third period, that 4-corner mentality, is suicide.
Death.
It is suicide. It is, especially against a team like that.
And when they're not all that steady in their own end.
Yes, they got to get the puck down the other end.
We continue with one final segment of your thoughts, calls, and emails after the update. Here it is. I want to get to the gossip first.
Everything you said is right.
Felger and Maz, the Sports Zone.
If I'm a fan of the Patriots this morning, here's what I feel best about. That my franchise, the people running my franchise, recognize that we're not there. Like, this is a team, I'm not in any way suggesting that they were a fluke last year, but they got great good fortune. Yeah. They played 2 playoff games. One of them was against Houston at home in terrible weather, and the quarterback in Houston played maybe the worst game that you've ever seen in the history of the NFL playoffs. And then you played Denver without their quarterback because he did whatever he did to his ankle on the last play or whatever it was the previous week, and then you get shellacked in the Super Bowl. This is not to suggest they're not that good. It is to suggest that they needed to get better, and this makes them much better, right? A.J. Brown, who has been under or ill-utilized in Philadelphia the last few years, I think is an enormous acquisition for the Patriots.
Unrealistic results last year for New England, and they realized that they weren't to where they were supposed to be when it comes to being in the Super Bowl. And now when you talk about this offense, Josh McDaniels, if this trade actually goes through post-June, I would expect it to. This is an offense that's loaded now. There are not that many guys in this, you know it better than I, in this league that you can just go line up by yourself and go win. And A.J. Brown is one of those guys. Whatever you think about him in his production of last year, he's one of those players, just 37 first downs since 2003. Only Jamar Chase has more. So Drake May last year did not have a person they can put up by himself and say, go win. They now will if this trade happens. That is a massive addition.
Gushing over A.J. Brown to the Patriots, which is fine from a football sense. Yeah. I'm with him. Should help the team. Absolutely. And good for them if they pay him and all that. All in. It's the timing of today's conversation that has us interested, by the way. Let's do some emails, shall we, please?
Oh, yes.
It's the Coleman Electric email of the day. Dear Felga, I really hate you, and I think Maz is a boob. It's electric. The Coleman Electric email of the day. It's electric. Send yours to Felger at 985thesportshub.com.
Email today brought to you by Coleman Electric, a bunch of really good electricians helping homeowners like you. When you need an electrician, you want to call Coleman.
It's electric.
KUHLMAN panel replacements. Old wiring, got to come out. It's a fire hazard. And they're the Generac, the preferred Generac dealer here in the Boston area. So if you're looking for a generator, Generac and Coleman is where you've got to go. KUHLMAN. Got some responses to my thoughts on Hampus Lindholm breaking his stick and me blaming Hampus Lindholm for it.
Okay, good.
Subject line, sticks from Jack. Felger, I know you're a hockey guy and I love your hockey takes, but before you take a million calls on this, there is absolutely zero fault for a player breaking a stick on a shot or pass. None, zero. Have never heard a coach or teammate blame a player for breaking a stick ever, ever, ever. Defense looked way slow last night, and as a result, their only option is a hard wrap or shovel the puck along the wall to make it the next guy's problem. That's very good. They can't get back quick enough to pick up the puck and give themselves enough time to make a play, which is why McAvoy and Lindholm are at peak, really, trying to stick handle back there. What are you doing? Just fire the thing out of the zone.
Again, I look at McAvoy more than anybody. He's supposed to be their best defenseman.
He's the one that opened the door. They were dead at that point. McAvoy let him back in. Subject line, extremely concerning, Mike writes in Felger. I love you guys to death. You and Maz are the best in the business.
Thank you.
There's only two things I've ever heard you say that I don't wholeheartedly agree with. One, continuous sudden death OT hockey is not good. And two, I can't honestly remember what the second thing was. But now I do have to add a third to the list. 3, it's a player's fault when they break their own hockey stick. Yikes. There's absolutely nothing that a player does that, quote, breaks his own stick, Felger. Are we being for real? If that was the case, you'd have players breaking 15 to 20 sticks in games and practices and then having to then go figure out what he's doing wrong in order to correct it. A broken stick is basically a freak accident. The concerning part is that you guys are talking hockey every day and other people listen. And you sincerely think that a player controls when and if he breaks his stick. Love you, mean it. Ingersoll.
Where's he from? Ingersoll.
Probably a last name.
Doesn't say.
Yeah,
Like it's Mike
being called Maz.
Mike Ingersoll.
Oh.
Frequent emailer, hate emailer, Alex at work. Subject line, broken stick. Of all the
This is funny. Keep going.
Of all the stupid takes you've ever had, Felger, this might be the stupidest.
I don't know.
Do you also blame a baseball player when his bat breaks?
Sometimes.
Or did you blame Zion when his shoe exploded?
Yeah. He was
Lose some
1,000,000
weight.
pounds.
Yeah, it's a load.
Okay. That one may have been on him because
Okay,
he's a
yeah.
fat
Oh,
load.
right, okay.
He says, okay, that might have been on him because he is a fat load. But still,
Okay.
sometimes things break. No need to overthink it. Alex at work. Okay. The baseball one's a bad analogy.
Right.
Because the ball hits you at a certain spot on the barrel or on the wrist or on the
Right, there's impact.
Yeah, so like it depends how the baseball impacts the bat, which is come at all sorts of different speeds and angles and the temperature outside. There's a lot of variables that break a baseball bat. What's the variable that? So I want to blame it on Lindholm because I just wonder, these sticks are so whippy and so now, well, whippy and flexy. What?
Just the way you said
whippy.
Well, whippy.
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 They're whippy. They're whippy. That if you're like if you're flailing your stick like some sort of idiot, it breaks. And I think Lindholm is such a disaster area half the time. I just want to blame him. I'm telling you.
So you admit it's not based in science?
No. A little bit. It's based in when the stick breaks on just a shot attempt. No one hits you. You don't hit anything.
Correct.
It just breaks.
Well, unless the force coming down on the ice causes.
So then did you chili dip it?
Correct. Yeah.
Did you hit way too in front of the puck? So then you hit the puck. Okay, so the stick breaks when you hit the puck. The stick breaks when you take too much whip, too much bend, too much of a backswing, and give it too much whip, ?
Too much torque.
Or you miss the effing puck. You hit the ice first or you hit the boards first because you're a klutz, Hampus. This is what I'm wondering. So unlike you people, I actually looked things up. Looked up a story in the Hockey Shop, hockeyshop.com from December 2023.
Has that site been active since?
Hockey stick science. Why does my hockey stick break? And they pointed to something that Professor Maz actually pointed out earlier. Continuous use causes the stick's internal resin to constrict and harden. The accumulation of micro damage forms a critical threshold where the stick becomes increasingly more vulnerable to fracturing. It may not break right away after the damage, but this is another way for your stick to enter the danger zone, and it could break after the next impact. Each impact wears down the stick incrementally, whether you're using the stick for shooting, passing, battling in the boards, etc. Using the stick outside of its intended purpose can also wear it down faster.
Like if you're, whatever.
They say it's designed for shooting, but actions like aggressive slashing, battling, or colliding with the boards can exert undue pressure on specific areas. That's not Lindholm.
Because he never goes
He's
into the
not
boards.
battling with anything. Accelerating the degradation process and increasing the risk of premature breakage. So they're saying basically that it accumulates with little micro damage, and then ultimately you do something
Snaps.
It snaps.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But I'm telling you, he hit the puck because he's a klutz back there, and he was feeling it like everybody else. He was squeezing it too tight. He didn't hit the puck. He may have hit the boards, and the stick shattered because he sucks. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay, but don't you think to break it, it would have to be on a slap shot?
Or clear. He's going to clear. It wasn't a slap
There's
shot,
some
but it
force
was
behind it.
Yeah.
Okay, but if it's on a clear, then I would argue that the stick was already damaged.
You know what I'm telling you?
You could ostensibly break a driver if you really suck at golf and hit the ground before you hit the ball.
Bingo.
Yeah, you'd really have to chunk it, though.
Hit it the wrong way enough times, and now it's
But it could happen.
compromised, and
Sure.
now you hit it the wrong way one last time, and now it's... Let me tell you...
Is that what that looked like?
I'm going to tell you, the people who break drivers suck. Yep. Unless you're like freaking Garcia, who then turned around and...
Snap it over your knee?
And abused the cooler at Augusta a couple weeks ago. You see that?
Yeah, of course. Guys,
For instance, I haven't done it, but I bet it's coming.
Yeah.
If it did happen to me, I'm not going to be surprised.
It's Hampus Lindholm's fault. I'm somewhat, trust me, it has to be.
I mean,
if that were Cale Makar back there, the puck's out of the zone. But because it's Hampus Lindholm, the puck's in our net and his stick is broken. I don't think that's...
To put it another way, it's a case where you look at that and say, oh, of course this happened to him because
There's
he's
some
that
of that
type of player.
But I also bet you he did something wrong. He did something wrong. Somewhere probably on that play. He did something wrong.
If Murray ever broke his driver on a swing, I would laugh hysterically. I'd pay to see that. Seriously, that I would pay to see.
George in Rhode Island, go.
Yeah, hey, Felger, I just had to say, I remember it must have been a couple months ago, you said how Pasternak was a lazy player. I remember you saying something like that, but yet he's one of the best goal scorers in the NHL.
Then how come he can't score on breakaways, George?
Well, I don't know. He's one of the best. That's all I can say.
Well, when it's just him and the goalie, why can't he beat the goalie? If he's such a great goal scorer, how come there's him and no one else and just the goalie and he can't score?
Well, I can't answer everything. He's not lazy, that's for sure.
His breakaway attempts are lazy.
This caller just reminded me, though. So he did get that one goal in garbage time, which helped F up the Felger and Maz parlay, right?
No, it didn't F it up.
It hit it.
Oh.
Made us a winner.
Oh, I thought you put in the email that it screwed it up.
No. We had the Bruins plus 1.5.
Real quick, Maz, do you have it in front of you? Can you tell our listeners how we made the money this week?
Yeah, so we had, first of all, the Celtics minus 12.5. The Knicks, for starters. Knicks were a winner, too. So those both passed. And then I gave you one of the wrong stats because I had my own bet online that had the ones I told you in it. But however,
you were over 112.5 for the Celtics over under
212.5. It was 213.5, and the game came in at 214.
Sorry, 213.5.
There was a 3-pointer by Shireman with 45 seconds left that made it 214 that put us over. And Jaylen Brown needed 25 points or more, and he got 26.
Felger and Maz same game parlay brought to you by DraftKings. You can find it on the DraftKings Sportsbook site. Felger and Maz, right again.
Margin of victory as slim as could be.
Matt, on Lindholm's stick, that was his fault, right?
Yes. Just like a golf club, when you put pressure on the stick where it's not normally done, the stick cracks. So he must have had his bottom hand too high, which meant the flex of the stick is not where it's supposed to be.
My boy.
And all of a sudden, it snaps. That's exactly how it happens.
My boy.
Stress point.
My boy, Matt and Franklin. I'm telling you, if that's Cale Makar, and I'm not talking like karma, like good things happen to good players. No. It's not like luck or sort of randomness of bad things finding bad play. No. If that's Cale Makar, the puck's out of the zone and his stick is intact. Because it's Hampus Lindholm, the puck ends up in the Bruins' net, and he's walking around with a broken Schmenzer. Yes.
See, so this makes sense.
This is what happens because you suck. It's something tangible, not just the gods saying you suck, this is going to happen to you.
Because where do most baseball bats break, if you think about it?
I think on the handle.
Bingo. It's the thinnest part of the bat. It's where it's the weakest. So if the ball collides or,
if you don't barrel it up.
Right, bingo, the bat will snap. And in fact, you'll even see it sometimes when there's no contact.
You can say it again, Boston.
It's rare, but it happens.
Felger and Maz right again. It's all right. Just the sooner you get over that, the acceptance is the price of freedom.
No, really. I mean, that's true. If you just accept it now, it becomes a lot easier.
Final word comes your way next. Hey, it's Felger here.
Now on Felger and Maz.
It's the final
word. Recapping this 4-hour show in 4 minutes, which leads to the question, does it really need to be 4 hours long?
No. Final word brought to you by Town Fair Tire. If you're looking for the best deal on tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. The best prices and great free services. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Nobody, Jim.
Ugly loss for the Bruins as they blow it in Buffalo last night. Felger doesn't want to blame the goalie. Maz and I want to put a little blame on Jeremy Swayman, like a caller who wanted to go full Swayman blame today.
Okay, back to your phones here on Everything on a Re-Entry Monday. Larry and Andover on the Bees. Yes, Larry?
Yeah, as most you listeners blame Jeremy, I have to blame him too. But when you're getting paid big bucks like this guy is, you got to make the plays. He's not a money goalie.
Okay,
take care.
Well, he might not be, but I'm not blaming him for last night. These guys are more than I am. He's down my list. I mean, and he cracked at the end. But, I mean, that's sort of what you...
I can't believe that second goal you're not more like how Maz and I feel about it. Thompson goes 5-hole, and he lifts the pad to go like, here you go.
I know.
If he doesn't move, he makes the save.
Correct.
His pad doesn't move.
Listen, he should have had it, but he's not going to be perfect.
No, I know, and he kept them in it up until that moment, but I don't think he should be absolved. That second, watching it in slow-mo, I yelled to my TV, investigate him. It looks sketchy. It really did. Oh, you want it? Here you go. Have a peek. Here's a little hole for you.
I just knew it was coming. I think he's good. But I don't think he's a difference maker. And I don't think hardly any other goalie's a difference maker. The better team wins, not the better goalie. I don't want to keep putting that in your face. I'm holding back because I just don't want to go full Felger on you. The better team, you'd rather have the better team than the better goalie. Everybody gets sucked into this. It's all about goaltending. It's all about goaltending. Hot goaltender, hot goaltender, hot goaltender. Dummies. You'd rather have the better team than the better goalie. You can have both, great. But if you have the better team, you're going to win more often than not, certainly in a 7-game series. It's true. Better team.
I'd rather have the better team too. I believe in that process, or that's the word I'm looking for. That thought process.
That formula?
That formula.
Oh, it's really not. It's not that groundbreaking.
No, it's not in every sport.
Yeah.
It's not about a singular guy in a key position. We learned that here, didn't we, with Brady?
Sure did. All right, Maz. Except he won a lot.
Well, I know, but, there were also years there in the middle we didn't have the right team.
What's coming up on the baseball hour, man?
So we'll look at the Red Sox weekend with the Tigers. It's amazing to me that they split this series because they didn't deserve to. I'm not sure the Tigers did either based on how they played today.
Do we have some fake wins?
Definitely. Today was a fake win, I think.
Fake win?
Seriously. Sometimes you win because you're the better team.
No,
Other times you win because the other guy sucks more.
Fake win.
That's what today was. Today the other team sucked more.
What about Friday night? That wasn't
No, that was a good win.
Yeah.
But they only scored one run.
No, I know.
Try winning that way all year. Let me know how it goes.
Well, they won't.
No, we'll give them Friday, but today, fake win.
Yeah, today's fake. They should have been 1-3.
Well, here comes more of that with Maz in the baseball hour.
It's maybe my favorite term in show history.
It sure is.
It makes people so mad.
We'll be back at tomorrow at 2. We'll get into all sorts of more good stuff. We'll see what transpires. And then
maybe the Crafts will kill another story tonight. Who knows?
We can only hope. See you tomorrow, everybody.
See you.
Bye.